Good morning, YouTube. If you are a regular watcher of my channel, or if you're not, don't worry about it at all. I preach the importance of rest towards muscle growth and your performance in the gym. If you're not resting sufficiently, or if you're not resting enough, or if you're not doing the right things, then you are simply stabbing yourself in the foot and you're self-sabotaging, because without rest, that means you're not going to give your muscles enough time to grow. Therefore, you're going to be stuck like that, or you're going to be going on a decline. And we don't want to be risking injury, we don't want to be risking burnout or anything like that. So in today's YouTube video, I'm going to go run through with you guys my rest day. Right now, it's Sunday and I'm resting from the gym, and I'm going to be back in action tomorrow. However, I want to prime myself to get back in action. I want to make sure I'm ready. I want to make sure I'm hyped. I want to make sure I'm energized. I want to make sure I'm physically and mentally ready to work. So that is exactly what I'm going to do, and that is how I look at my rest days. And I'm going to run through with you guys 5 different things that I do, and you guys should make sure you do as well on your rest days, to make sure you prime yourself for your workouts ahead. Okay, so the first component on the list of 5 is not just taking a break from the physical side of things, but also allowing your mind to rest as well, right? So many people look at rest days in how it's all about the physical. As much as you want to be physically recharged and revitalized, it's all about the mind as well. Distracting our mind and giving our mind that mental detox that it needs is so important for avoiding burnout, reducing the risk of injury. It is so important, because somewhere in there, our mind and body is connected. Things I like to do, it can range from anything, right? You can do your favorite hobbies, whether that's go on a walk with your friends or play a match of tennis. That's physical activity. However, you are distracting your mind, right? It is a different type of physical activity as well. You can read, just like everyone else does. I am setting up the camera, pretending to read, and not actually reading, because I want a clip. However, I do actually read, and I am reading this book right now, and it is a very good read. So, if you are a beginner to the gym and you don't necessarily know where to start, it is a very good source for information. I'll let you get back to it. You can listen to podcasts, you can tidy your room. You can watch your favourite TV. Personally, I like to watch bodybuilding 90% of the time, because that's how much I love it, right? You can have a nap. Or you can get any outstanding work done, which is going to help you distract your mind. But whilst this rainstorm is happening, and whilst I wait for it to clear so I can actually walk back home, I thought I'd let you guys know about my very own free online community and give you guys a little invite. So I have a free community where I personally help skinny men who struggle with weight gain, struggle with muscle gain, where I teach them the fundamentals so they can progress in the most efficient way possible. So if you find yourself struggling with weight and muscle gain and you don't really know what to do, you feel a bit confused, you feel a little bit lost, click the top link in the description and join us. The community is completely free, and I'd absolutely love to give you help beyond these YouTube videos, and it will not be a waste of your time. So go in the top link in the description. It's completely free, there's nothing to lose, and I hope to see you in there. Now, whilst I wait for this to clear back, I'll let you guys get back to the video. You can do anything, right? Anything you like to do to distract your mind, do it, because that will help so much as well. Okay, so component number 2 of 5 for having good rest days is making sure you are keeping hydrated and drinking lots of water. What is water if we're talking in terms of chemistry, right? Water is H2O. What is H and what is O, you ask? H is hydrogen and O is oxygen, right? So when we keep ourselves hydrated and when we consume enough water, it gets distributed around our body enough so it washes out the waste products that have built up in our bodies from us working out, which just makes the recovery process a whole lot more efficient. So it is recommended that you drink 3.7 liters of water a day if you're a man, and I assume you are, because that's what I tailor my videos towards to. However, to keep it easier, you don't necessarily have to measure out every single drop. Just drink whenever you can, drink when you feel hydrated, drink with every meal. And one thing that I really like to do in order to get my day started off perfectly is wake up, and the first thing I do is drink a pint of water. That will sort you out from the get-go. So that is step number 2 out of 5. Okay, so component number 3 out of 5 to having a good rest day is making sure you keep your nutrition dialed in. Just because you're not in the gym, that doesn't mean you shouldn't be eating in a calorie surplus, and that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be eating the right foods. Making sure you're eating a combination of protein, carbohydrates and fats is super important. And we need to think of the importance of diet to recovery like the importance of fuel to a car. What happens if you drive and the car doesn't have any fuel in it? The car can't go anywhere. And it's very similar with the gym and diet and recovery. If you're not feeding yourself correctly, then your body's not going to be able to recharge, revitalize, and re-energize correctly. And also think about it like a phone charger to a phone. If the phone doesn't have a charger, then how is it going to get its battery back? It's the exact same thing with diet and recovery, right? When your body is sore, it needs the food and it needs the resources in order to recharge and revitalize. If you don't feed it the right things, and if you don't feed it enough, then it's going to be a lot slower, and it's going to be a lot longer, the recovery process. So make sure you keep up with your diet. Fourth and penultimate component that is on my ultimate recovery checklist is your extracurricular recovery activities. So what I mean by that is, if you are fortunate enough to have an access to a spa, so things such as a hot tub, a steam room, cold plunges, cold showers, use them. So what I mean by this is more specifically hot therapy and cold therapy. Hot therapy is obviously when you enter an environment that is hot. So you've got your sauna, you've got your steam room, you've got your hot bath, you've got your hot tub. And what I mean by cold therapy is your cold shower, ice bucket, cold plunge, etc, right? And the reason why you want to be making the most of both of these different types of therapy, so hot therapy, obviously it opens up the blood vessels, therefore it's going to help increase blood flow, and if you didn't know already, oxygen is contained in red blood cells, therefore just like when we hydrate ourselves with water, oxygen can get around our body, therefore helping us flush out any waste products, lactic acid, which is going to help us recover more efficiently. And the cold therapy, as a matter of fact, does the complete opposite. So it sort of narrows down our blood vessels, therefore this reduces inflammatory, therefore sort of reducing the impact the DOMS will have, and just enhancing the recovery process overall, and just basically grounding our muscles back to normal. So let me move you guys on to the final one. The last component to having a good rest and recovery day is making sure you get enough sleep. Make sure you get at least 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night, because sleep is super important for recovery. And let me put it into perspective for you in this way. So I want you to right now think about the worst possible thing that can happen to a human if they just decide to never sleep again, and for the rest of their life they don't sleep. What would happen? That human would eventually die, because sleep is vital to the bodily functions in day-to-day life. Therefore, the worst thing that can happen if one doesn't sleep is death. Now, let's flip that on its head and discover what happens if a human optimizes their sleep, gets good sleep every night, right? They're going to feel recharged, they're going to feel revitalized, they're going to feel recovered, they're going to feel energized, right? Which is going to help them recover. Not only does sleep, obviously it's important for your daily functions, but it also improves your digestive health, which is going to make it easier for you to eat in a calorie surplus and bulk. It sorts out your hormones, right? So you're going to have more, you're going to have a better rate of production of your anabolic hormones, which are basically going to make your gym sessions a whole lot better, and you're just going to make more progress, right? So long story short, sleep is super important, and in order to have good sleep, you want to be consistent with the times you go to sleep at. Just go to sleep at the same time, right? And then your body's just going to slowly get used to it, and then it's going to start to wake up around a similar time, and that is how you optimize your sleep, my friend. So go to sleep at the same time, get around 7 to 9 hours every night, and you'll be just fine. So that is now very much so the end of this video. Thank you very much for watching if you have stayed this far. It's a new style of video, so if you do like the style of the video and you found it helpful and useful, make sure you drop a like and leave a comment down below as well, because I want to produce the best content that you guys like and that you guys find most valuable and useful. If you do want to stay around for future YouTube videos, make sure to drop a subscription. I upload every Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, and as I said earlier, if you want extra help from me beyond these YouTube videos and some free coaching, and you want to join a community of like-minded men on the same journey as you, then there is a community down in the top link in the description. They say that you are the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with the most, so if you surround yourself with a community of people going on the same journey as you, then success will be inevitable. So I'll see you in the next video.